Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's the old Capmeister here, and this is Asshole Consulting. If you got questions, Cappy's got answers at assholeconsulting.com, where I, the world's only professional asshole and America's only older brother, will give you the desperate, swift kick in the ass you so need because your parents, teachers, professors, guidance counselors, media moguls, and YouTube influencers have been kissing your ass and sucking your cock the entire time, telling you to major in stupid shit, giving you advice you wanted to hear, not what you needed to hear, and oh, none of you know where your fathers are. And then you come to me, oh my God, Cappy, nothing's going right in life. Where should I go? Here's this guy calls himself an asshole. Well, I'm desperate. And we're ready to go. This isn't a consultation about life. This is Kevin McComber. He's a regular over on the podcast, specifically the Good Morning Corona Chan podcast that I do. And he's one of the few intellectually honest socialists out there. About the only socialist I respect, because he pays to put his super chats up. And even though I disagree with him, he actually puts his money where his mouth is. And I know he's wrong, but he's intellectually fair shake. He comes in. Doesn't just like, dude, man, and he wanted to pay me to take a political test. I don't know if he thinks that I'm gonna secretly I'm a socialist. I'm not. Trust me, I'm probably one of the most researched people you know about economics and political economy. I'm so good of an economist, I know that economics is bullshit. I mean, how many more economic events you want me to predict? But I said, okay, well, you want me to take a test? I'll do it. It's going to cost you a lot of money for me to take the test. And he paid. Kevin pays. So I found a political compass test. And it's agree, disagree, strongly agree, strongly disagree. And so there's 6 questions. I don't know, 30-odd questions. So let's go through it. Please note that this isn't a survey and these aren't questions. They're propositions. To question the logic of individual ones that irritate you is to miss the point. Some propositions are extremes and some are moderate. That's how we can show you whether you lean towards extremism or moderation on the compass. Your responses should not be overthought. Some of them are intentionally vague. Their purpose is to trigger reactions in the mind, measure feelings and prejudices rather than detailed opinions and policy. You know what should scare every leftist out there? I don't have emotions. At least when it comes to economics. I didn't get some bug up my ass when I was in the 7th grade and oh man, I'm a pacifist. And I went and made sure the world only took in data. I went out as an economist, well, I don't know. Let's see what the data says. Oh shit, how many people died under communism? How ugly are feminists? How limp-wristed are your average Democrat men? Well, fuck that shit. Who created all the most awesome shit? Capitalists did? Ooh, yeah. Tell me what to do? No, sir. What? Libertarianism? All right. That's just me. Okay. Just a few propositions to start with concerning no less how you see the country and the world. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. That's a loaded question. Because corporations are owned by individuals through pension funds and shareholders and things. Well, okay. Aaron, who's writing this test? I bet you're not someone as educated as I am. I don't mean that in educated. I mean like informed. Informed is better that way. If economic globalization is inevitable, should it primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations? The question is wrong. If economic globalization, it should serve humanity's interests. I'm going to go with agree, not a strongly agree. I'd always support my country whether it was wrong or right or wrong. No, I strongly disagree. Wrong is wrong. No one chooses his or her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Oh, I strongly agree. Well, wait a minute now. You could be proud of it if it did good stuff. So it's not necessarily, if you're saying you're proud of your country because you were born there. These are bad questions, Kevin. These are bad questions. No one chooses his or her country of birth. So it's foolish to be proud of it. I'm gonna strongly disagree on this. Because boy, give me another political test. What percent of GDP should go to government? That's a pretty clear question. No one chooses it, so it's foolish to be proud. I'm not going to strongly, I'm just going to disagree. Because you could still be proud of your country if it did great, amazing things. Like the United States of fucking America. Oh, that country that just about built everything? Yeah, that one. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. What does this have to do with politics? Dude, give me another political compass test. This one fucking sucks. Every race has strengths and weaknesses. Political compass test. Jesus, that was an ass. Politicalcompass.org. Go eat a bag of dicks. Are all of them politicalcompass.org? Here. Can we go to the fee? Freedom for Economic Foundation. I know it's biased, but... Oh, now they're... All right, never mind. Okay, we'll just go with this one. And Kevin, I'm going to be sorry. This test is horribly written. The political compass test is very simple. It's two axes, economic freedom and social freedom. I'm a libertarian. I want maximum social freedom. I don't want to be told what to do. I don't want to tell other people what to do. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, I don't give a damn what you do. You can own guns. You can smoke pot. You can do the harder shit. You can drink. You can have sex with whoever you want. As long as you ain't hurting nobody else. And I don't want to pay for your shit. That's called a libertarian. And our race has many superior qualities. What does that have to do with economic or social freedom? Who wrote this fucking test? Your personalized certificate. Oh, I could get a certificate in this? Pace News. Honest to God, I got to find a different. That is a horrible test. Political compass test. The political compass test. The definitive political orientation test. The circle. Well, where's that test? Boo-da-boo, boo-da-boo, boo-da-boo. No link to the test. Why can't I find the test, Kevin? I didn't know this was going to be such a pain in the ass. Otherwise, I would have charged you a lot more. Pew Research Center. Let's try this. I'm not a big fan of Pew Research, but at least where do you fit in the typology? Question 1 of 17. The government should do more to help needy Americans, even if it goes in debt. The government today can't afford to do much more to help the needy. I'm going to go with that. Next, which of the following statements concludes the government is almost always wasteful and inefficient. Government often does a better job than people get credit. Nope. Next. Statement, the best way to ensure peace is through military strength. Good diplomacy is the best way to ensure peace. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'd say they're both equally valuable. The best way to ensure peace is through military strength. Well, you'll get peace. You might have tyranny, but it'll be peaceful, like the Roman Empire. I'm going to say good diplomacy is the best way to ensure peace, but that doesn't mean I'm against military strength. Racial discrimination is the main reason why many blacks can't get ahead these days. Blacks can't get ahead of this country are mostly responsible for their own condition. Mostly responsible for their own condition. Again, I don't see what race has to do with this political spectrum. Are you for economic freedom or are you for social freedom? There you go. Which of the following statements government regulation of business is necessary to protect the public interest? Government regulation of business usually does more harm than good. No, I'm going to go with it's necessary. I'm going to go with necessary. Homosexuality should be accepted by society. Yes, it should be. Business corporations make too much profit. Most corporations make a fair and reasonable amount of profit. No, the corporations make... See, okay, again, these are shitty questions. A corporation should make as much money as it possibly can. If it loses money, it shouldn't be bailed out. What's fair and reasonable? There's no such thing as fair. Make as much money as you can. Stricter environmental laws and regulators cost too many jobs to hurt the economy. Stricter are worth the cost. Nope, they're not worth the cost because you do not have environmental problems. Immigrants today strengthen our country because of their hard work and talents. Immigrants today are booming because they take our jobs, housing, and healthcare. No, I wouldn't say because of our jobs, housing, and healthcare. I'd say they do take money from the government dole. So we're going to go with that. Poor people today have it easy because they can get government benefits. Yep. I don't care whether the economic system in this country favors powerful interests. Economic system in this country is generally fair towards most Americans. This is not a political spectrum. I mean, what is this? Country has made the change they need to give blacks equal rights with whites. Yep. It's best for a few. I don't know how race plays a role into a political spectrum test, unless the political test is about racial relations. Best for the future of a country to be active in world affairs. Yes. Most people, a lot of these are false choices. Like you could choose both. One doesn't exclude the other. Most people who want to get ahead can make it if they're willing to work hard. Yep. The obstacles that once made it harder for women than men to get on, they are completely gone. In foreign policy, you should take into account the interests of its allies, even if it means making compromises with them. And foreign policy, you should follow its own international interest. No, you should consider your allies. Oh, they even give you libertarian, Democrat, Republican, Independent. I'll give myself Republican because Independent doesn't mean conservative. That's it. Oh, it's just okay. Never mind. Let's just finish this horrible test. And I am going to completely disagree with the results here. Politicalcompass.org. Dude, politicalcompass.org is a worthless fucking test. Our race has many superior qualities compared to other races. I'm going to agree. Every race has, if you ask me, do we have a lot of shortcomings? Yes. White men can't jump. Or at least I couldn't. I was walking over a bridge. It was a pedestrian bridge. And to protect you from, I don't know, stuff falling out of the sky, there was a fence, chain fence, but the support beams to support the fence would have made great pull-up bars. And I just only enough to grab on with the tip of my finger so that I might angle myself and fall on my back and cripple myself forever. I couldn't jump high enough to reach it. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I agree. Military actions that define international law is sometimes just... What does this have to do... Sure, agree. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Agree. Just get through it. Now the economy, okay. We're talking attitudes here, not the FTSE index. See, the smarmy attitude, now the economy. We're talking attitudes here, not the FTSE index. Oh, snap. Liberal arts majoring commie who wrote a really shitty test. People are ultimately divided more by class than nationality. I disagree. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Are you asking me about not the Laffer curve, the Phillips curve? Yes, I will strongly agree with that because unemployment is up to the private sector. Oh, you made stupid investments in .coms. I guess we're facing some unemployment. The government's responsibility is to keep the currency, among many other things, to keep if you're going to have a currency, keep it stable. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. I strongly agree. From each according to his ability to each according to his a fundamentally good idea. Oh, geez, communism a good idea? I don't know. Let's look at history, dumbass. The freer the market, the freer the people. Strongly agree. It's a sad reflection in our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. I strongly disagree. What is it? Who cares? People want bottled water. Fuck off. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. Strongly disagree. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to theirs. I strongly disagree. It's called arbitrage, and if there's not accurate and fair pricing, speculators and arbitrageurs will come in and they will make it right. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. I'd agree. If you're going to violate international copyright law, The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholder. No, disagree. You got to do it. You can't be polluting the environment. The rich are taxed too highly. Strongly agree. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. Yeah, agree. I don't know, strongly agree. You got the money, you can pay for it? Sure. How many heart transplants has Dick Cheney had? I don't begrudge him. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Oh, is that a strong agree or agree? I think strongly agree. Joe, the free market requires restrictions on the ability of predatory multinationals to create mal. I agree. Next page. Abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. Strongly disagree. I want women having as many abortions as possible because you would make horrible mothers. And the irony is you're making that's the one thing of being you realize you'd be a horrible mother, so you're going to prevent your child pain. So that's maybe being a good mother. That's better than not wanting to raise your kid but having it anyway because you get the free gimme that's. All authority should be a question. Strongly agree. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Agree. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. Strongly agree. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Well, society should make school not compulsory. Schools should. Well, if you're the private person, you're running the school, private or public, you can set your own rules. Should not. No, I strongly disagree. If you ask me, is compulsory education mandatory? No, I disagree. All people have the rights, but it's better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own world. I strongly disagree. But it's better for all of us that different sorts should keep to their own kind. I'm going to disagree. There's value in culture. I don't know what that has to do with rights. Like, let's say you're an East Indian dude here in the United States, and then there's Indian American woman, Native American woman. Well, you're different cultures. You probably would want to kind of stick around your own kind. It's your choice. Nothing says you can't come to the East Indian part of town and the other I can't go to the American Indian part. You have the freedom. And people should have all the rights, but yes, culture should form. Again, this is a horror. And if he dares, whatever it put this on the social freedoms, financial freedoms axes, is a worthless piece of shit, a lying sack of shit. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Strongly agree. It's natural for children to. What does child disciplinary action have to do with politics? No. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Well, yes, of course it's natural. Strongly agree. What does that have to do with fiscal policy? Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Strongly agree. The prime function of schooling should be to equip future generations to find jobs. Strongly agree. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. I strongly agree. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. I disagree. It'd be able to discern wisdom, like who's got your best interest at heart. Like, whose wisdom should you follow versus propaganda and lies? Like the millennials following every bit of advice the boomers told them. Follow your heart, the bloody will follow. You need to go to college. There are no savages, civilized peoples. There are only different cultures. No, there's savage people. There's civilized, there's uncivilized. Go to that island that we weren't supposed to go to. The ones, it's like an Aboriginal tribe. That guy tried to go to that island and they killed him. What is it? In the Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society support. Strongly agree. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy on more cheerful things. I disagree, not strongly necessarily. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within. I agree. I don't know if I strongly agree, but you can't undo your childhood, You could certainly become a participatory member. You could become an American, but you're not going to be like putting on a pompadour and breaking out a guitar. What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. I disagree. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. Strongly agree. Next page. How many do we have? Civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. I disagree. Significant advantage of one-party state is avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a Democrat political system. Well, then it's no longer a Democrat system, is it now? Strongly disagree. Can you see how dumb the person is that wrote these questions? Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Strongly disagree. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. Strongly agree. Civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Strongly disagree. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. I disagree. Shouldn't receive funding. Government funding, I mean. Who's to say that's not art? In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. I agree, because the punishment is rehabilitation. Show me where rehabilitation works. Show me. It's a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. Strongly agree. The business person. Oh, see, the business person. I wonder what the person who created this tests biases. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Yes, I strongly agree. And keep in mind, I'm an author. Because most writers, on average, most writers and artists don't do shit. They write slop and they create slop. And they don't employ people and they don't produce anything of any value. If we go based on GDP, like people willingly buy and pay for, video game programmers, farmers, surgeons, they're way more important, infinitely more important than writers and artists. Shit, most of the art people are buying now from artists that ain't even created, they're dead. It's old GDP. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. Disagree. It's not to be a homemaker. If you said child care career, be a mom, I'd say yes, agree. But homemakers, no, that's not your number one thing. Cleaning is not as important as taking care of your children. Multinational companies are unethical, explaining the plant genetic resources of developing countries. Strongly disagree. What do you mean exploiting the plant genetic resources? Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. Disagree. Astrology accurately explains many things. Astrology. Strongly. What does this have to do with... I think I'm going to upload this as a separate video to talk about how politicalcompass.org is a worthless test. You cannot be moral without being religious. I strongly disagree. You can be moral without being religious. Charity is better than Social Security as a means of helping genuinely disadvantaged. I strongly agree. Some people are naturally unlucky. I disagree. Well, I mean, okay, if you're born with a birth defect, I guess you are naturally, well... No, I think with the intention of this question is overall, everyone will have the same amount of luck. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. Strongly disagree. That's going to piss off a lot of leftists because I don't know what leftists do without their teachers instilling socialism, and that is religion. No, we're talking about Christianity. No. Oh, you mean the thing that has almost equal validity and proof of being a success is socialism? Sex outside of a marriage is usually immoral. Strongly disagree. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of children adoption. I'll agree. Kids could use some homes. I'll grant you that. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Strongly agree. What goes on in a private bedroom between consented is no state of the business. Strongly agree. No one can feel naturally homosexual. Strongly disagree. Talk to my buddy Khan about that. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. I agree. I agree. Now let's see. Oh, yes. Pace News Limited and dipshit political science major who wrote this. Let's see where I stand. Please tell me about the political compass. Wait, are you saying I'm Oh, it's now they got to give the report. See, he has to write and explain this to you. Just show me where I am. I'm a moderate Republican, moderate libertarian. Oh, I get my political compass certificate, huh? How about that? Oh, fuck. Oh, donate pounds. Oh, it's a Brit. Oh, is that the country where, like, you guys throw everyone in jail because they said something like Count Dankula did? Because he taught a pug to salute, the Nazi salute. Yeah, I would say this test is not. I mean, it's somewhat accurate. It's not accurate. It's a horrible test. That is horrible. Give me 10 questions. I'll get everybody lined up real quick. What % of the money do you think should be taken by the government? There's one spectrum. Should you allow for gay rights? Should you allow for people to own guns? That would be the okay. Where are you? There you go. All right. God Almighty, please help me that there's some donations. Good. It's a horrible test. Great with the rabbit. $5. Have you seen the price of oil today? A 300% price crash. How do you have a 300% price crash? You can only go down 100%. Maybe I go get gas somewhere. Truck kind of needs it. Ray John, our good buddy Ray John from Canada. I scored center left on the authoritarian quadrant. Yeah, but Ray John, this if you took the same test, this political compass test, compasstest.org, that is a horrible metric. That is absolutely horrible. There are a bunch of questions there that have nothing to do with those two spectrums. So it is a horrible measuring tool. Kevin, the guy who requested, I got bottom left or left libertarian. Okay, on that test you did, Kevin, I really doubt you were there. I really doubt that's not where you are. Deal on for $2. This is what you get for listening to Macomber. Hey, he got you there, Kevin. He got you there. It's not Kevin's fault. Seriously, I tried to find a bunch of political compass test maps, and there's none. Even the main one with the blue and the pink and the green and all that. That is not what that is. Look, guys, no more than 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was pretty simple. Like, conservatives wanted to have social control, like they wanted to limit your social freedoms, no gay marriage, although they'd be for pro-guns. I'm trying to think what else. No rock and roll, no devil's music, that type of shit. No cursing, no porn. We know it's morally good for you. They're called the religious right, but they wanted low taxes. So that was your conservative quadrant. Then you had libertarians like, oh, fuck you, we're Americans, and we're the only motherfucking group of people that have our fucking shit together and know what freedom's about. Leave me the fuck alone and don't tax the fucking shit out of me. And I'll leave you alone. I won't parasite off of you. That's America. I don't know how much simpler it can be made. That's what America was founded on. Leave me the fuck alone. And no, you don't get 40% of my income so single mom Sue could spit out some more crotch fruit. Right? So that was the libertarians. Then you have, then you had then you had your rank and file Democrats and your ethical socialists, where I guess a Noam Chomsky would fall into this, even though I hate his fucking guts. Where it's like, okay, we want total social freedoms. We want the gay sex and the marijuana, not guns though, because guns bad. But okay, we want mostly you leave me the fuck alone. But I do want to live off other people's. Let's tax those rat bastard rich people. And then you had your communist authoritarian, not even communists, you'd just be authoritarians because the Nazi socialists, but it was wartime, took over a lot of the economy. But You wanted very little economic freedom, so you're a socialist economically, and you had no social freedom, so you'd be China. The communist is the best way to put it. You better say what we tell you to, otherwise we're going to kill you. No, you can't have democracy. No, you can't vote. If you do vote, it's you get to choose from this lot of communists. That's it. I'm a left libertarian. It's called a Democrat. Don't you even dare use libertarian with your name. Libertarians do not require other people's money to live. You are a parasite. Get your ass on the left side of that damn political spectrum. Did I get everybody? No. Nonstop trade for $2. What's the hardest truths for you to accept? That my life is going to suck because most people suck. That the quality of my life is contingent and reliant upon other people. No matter how hard I try to find other people of high quality, caliber, and character, there are very few people who realize they're going to die, appreciate they're going to die, and are willing to put forth the effort to achieve success in life and become very interesting and accomplished people. And because there's so few of those people, let alone with the freedom and the resources to actually go and live life, it's going to be a pretty fucking lonely life. Intellectually and actual physically, like going out and adventuring. 9 out of 10 mountains hiked by Clary are done alone because no one has the time or the money or the physical inclination. That's the hardest truth for me to accept. And that's success. That is success. That if you're going to succeed in life, it's that your chances, if you're doing life right, you're not wasting your fucking time, not wasting your fucking life. You are very, very, very likely going to be alone most of the time. That's it. What about love? Oh, is that why everyone's trying to get away from their spouse? Is that why everyone's spouses get fat? Is that it? I thought we had more. I thought there was some. Hey, the Beckloff's in the house. All right, Chris Beckloff, everybody. It's good to see him back. He had a podcast about Andrew Ditch. I had to look it up. I'm an essential worker at the box factory. I wouldn't call myself a hero, but yeah, pretty much a hero. Oh, good old Beckloff. You know what? I'm going to go download some of his podcasts before I take off. It's good to see the Beckloff. DeLon, 212 for $5. I work in downstream oil. We are still profitable. Greenies can eat it. Upstream is fuck though. Let me rethink. Okay, upstream is where you drill it, and downstream is where you transport it and then refine it. They're still profitable. Yeah, upstream. What do? You just cap off the wells, right? I mean, you fill up the tanks and then you call it a day. Hey, good night, everybody. See ya. Boy, this must be really hurting Venezuela. Oh, wait. They're already fucked because of the socialism. Nonstop trade for $2. Studies show Myers-Briggs and astrology. Yeah, that Myers-Briggs. If anyone, ITPNJ. Cappy, what's your Hey, if anybody wants me to take the Myers-Briggs test, I will do that for $300 and you'll learn absolutely nothing about me. Yeah, Myers-Briggs is bullshit. You might as well ask me about my Pisces-ness. Kevin McComber for $2. Would you be fine with your nieces dating a black guy? Yeah, I'd be fine. No, I wouldn't be fine. I just wrote a book called The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. Have I not demonstrated enough that I don't care about skin color or traits? And it's all about the individual and how much effort and work and toil they put into their lives. I mean, if he came in with his hat backward, donked up, pimped up piece of shit car that's spewing smoke because he doesn't take care of it, and he's got his pants down around his ankles, yeah, hey, come here. Yeah, and then even then I'd be like, you think this one through? You know, it's not because he's black, it's because he's dressed like a dope and even then, I'm such a libertarian. Well, freedom. Go do what you want. I got how many kids do I know now majoring in stupid shit, even though their parents gave their kid my book? I'm like, free choice, free to fail, dude. You are free to fuck up your life. Now go fuck it up. And that's a relatively new epiphany, Kevin. And you will get there. Everyone will get there where you will just have no fucking care anymore about society because society doesn't care about itself. You're like, it's like, wait a minute. I'm done, I'm done. Again, I only got one more essay coming out. I even abandoned one of my essays I was going to write. It was about the optimism, what we might learn from Corona Chan. I'm like, you know what? No one's going to read this. Maybe a lot of people read, ain't going to change nothing. People are going to be sheep. They're going to go back to commuting. Forget it. I'm writing one more book for the red pill community. And then Operation Evil starts. Then I go and I start writing lies. So I am all for people that I wish my nieces the best. I wish my friends' children the best. I've tried to tried to save the country from housing crises, .com bubbles, housing crises, education bubbles. No what? Fuck it. Fine. Go. I guess the pinnacle form of libertarianism is where you just don't give a fuck about your fellow man and you just wait for them to have their comeuppance. Where you let God or karma or the economy do your work for, where you stop trying to have morals and principles, just like do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not only for you doing drugs because I respect your choice. I want to have lofty intellectual morals about the freedom of choice or you have an abortion. No, I want you to have that abortion. I want you to do those drugs because of the fucking pain you're going to suffer down the road. And I ain't going to stop you. Oh. Ray John for $2 Canadian. I'm sending a reaction request to a vid for you, Aaron. All right. I'll get it. And remember, Ray John, I think you've made sure my email doesn't go into spam, but check your spam folder. I'll probably respond to it later tonight. Are we good to go? Is that all? That's all. That's all. That's all. All right. If you're bored, you want to go read books that no one's going to listen to. How not to become a millennial. The Pence Principle, How Not to Get Me Too'd. Oh my God, look at this racist book. The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, written by who? Me. Oh, wow. Look at that. Cappy must really hate the blacks. Worthless. The Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. I must hate young people, too. Look at all these people I hate. Enjoy the Decline, Accepting Living with the Death of the United States. Curse of the High IQ because I hate smart people. Bachelor Pad Economics because I hate people with martinis in their hand. Reconnaissance Man because I hate people who drive motorcycles. We're going to put this pile of books over here. The Competent Man for $2. Oil trade as low as -40. All right. See you guys later. Toodles.